With the release of the critically acclaimed Moana, it's the first time since 2002 that Walt Disney has released 2 films in the same year. The flick takes us through the adventure of Moana, the daughter of the chief of a Polynesian tribe, who along with the demigod Maui, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, brings back life into the ocean by restoring the heart of the Te Feti, the goddess of nature. The plot turns out to be the classic good versus evil, where the former triumphs with compassion and love. And with that being said, allow us to bring to light the mistakes we've noticed in the movie. Mistake 1. See those birds waiting to perch upon the poor turtle? Well, for the record, they are the magnificent frigate birds, and they were used by Polynesians to help navigate towards new islands. The fact is, they do not feed on land and rely on hunting while in flight. Mistake 2. This scene involving little Moana appears to have many errors. Notice her footprints disappear as the shot changes. Mistake 3. And again, as the compassionate young Moana protects the young turtle on its way to the ocean, the big leaf disappears in the frame. Wonder what happened to that? But most folks seem not to notice it given how the mystical charm of the ocean plays out in subsequent scenes. Mistake 4. And yet again, as the sea apparently makes way for Moana, we can see the poor fish it momentarily leaves behind along with the shell. It is quite relieving to see the fish hop back in, but the trail seems to disappear in the subsequent frame where only the shell remains. Mistake 5. This scene beautifully and musically illustrates Moana's growth over the years. Her hair has grown and so does the grandmother's grayness. But Pua continues as a baby pig throughout the years. We do admit that baby pigs are cute, but Disney seems to ignore logic for the sake of cuteness. Mistake 6. And as for the hilarious retard-like rooster, Hey Hey, well, it does not live that long. Unless Hey Hey borrows life force from Pua, his average lifespan would be 6 to 7 years, and Moana sets out for her epic adventure at the age of 16. Mistake 7. In the story, Moana goes through a great deal of risk to help Maui get his magical hook. But if you watch closely, as Maui flees the desert after he has stolen Te Feti's heart, his hook is intact as he lands into the canoe. However, in the next frame, the hook disappears. Mistake 8, and here is yet another continuity error. The sticks Moana so feverishly struck to the ground in frustration to her father's stubbornness appear to be missing as she begins to sing. Mistake 9, the hook of Maui is definitely magical, and Disney's attention to detail, or perhaps negligence, portrays the hook changing position while it is left along on the canoe. Not only does its position change if you look at the handle, it seemingly appears to place itself behind Maui. Mistake 10, and here is yet another attention to detail that Disney missed. Moana discovers that she's not alone in her voyage, for the crazy rooster Hey Hey has unknowingly given her company. Notice the length of the staff change dramatic proportions in the following frame. Mistake 11, and again, notice the front trapdoor open as Moana climbs up. But as she lands, it appears closed. Does this have anything to do with the bandit coconuts? Mistake 12. Moana's canoe has no ships in its proximity as she heroically hops into it after she has rescued Hey Hey. But the duo appears to suddenly be surrounded by 2 of Kakamura's ships out of nowhere. Mistake 13. When Maui gives some food to Hey Hey, the bird's retardness is hilariously portrayed. Yet when Moana reaches out to the canoe, the food disappears, and yet again in the following frame, some of it appears back again. Mistake 14, and over here Moana is well into the mouth of the beast, but again, in the very next frame, she is outside the jaw as the creature gets devoured by another creature. Mistake 15, notice the big basket that lay harmlessly amidst the meeting. Well, it apparently disappears as Moana interrupts. Mistake 16, it is a hilarious scene where the kids are spooked by Grandma Tala's stories. And we can notice paintings in the background, particularly the one next to Maui. But when her son, the chief, and Moana's father comes in, and right after he falls down, the picture next to Maui changes completely. Mistake 17, and it looks like the Disney crew got the numbers wrong this time. While many coconuts are dropped, the chief catches just 4 of them and the rest appear to have disappeared into thin air while on freefall. Mistake 18. Grandma Tala's cane is positioned to the left as she sticks it into the sand, and in the next scene, as she approaches the ocean, the handle points towards the other direction. Mistake 19. In this scene, there is nothing except sand in proximity to Maui's feet. Yet in the very next shot, a stone appears which he kicks so carelessly. Mistake 20. Over here, Moana pushes the sails and it gently sways, changing direction like open doors. Yet again, the sails are back in position as they were. Could we blame the wind if we were to not point fingers at Disney? Mistake 21. Again, like the stick, there is something mysterious going on with Grandmother Tala. Notice her hair resting gracefully on her right shoulder. Well, it seems to have changed positioning in the very next shot. Mistake 22. The movie appears to harbor subtle hints in the form of rocks appearing out of nowhere. The canoe, as you can see, has nothing near it except a log of wood until a big rock appears to be positioned next to it in the following shot, and the log disappears. Mistake 23, and yet another addition to the mystery of things abruptly disappearing throughout the movie is this big log of wood that appears to have been washed ashore. Wow, it just disappears in the next frame. Mistake 24, notice the blank space between the canoe and the greens. But over here, in the very next shot, the canoe seems to have swayed through land to come closer to the greens. Mistake 25, the dart which the ocean pokes on Maui appears to have come out of nowhere again. No such dart is shown in the previous scene. At this point, we wonder what's going on in Disney Studios. Mistake 26, and again, quite irritatingly, the canoe only has Moana on it with Heihei and the basket completely out of sight, but they appear in the next frame where the ocean apparently locks the bird up. Looking at all these particularly careless errors, it makes us wonder if the crew at Disney suffer from short-term memory loss like Dory. On the bright side, the flick did have some pretty good Easter eggs. The excellent plot, music, and effects has evidently outweighed the mistakes. Sometimes imperfections add to the beauty of the art, and with that being said, allow us to wrap up this video. Do let us know your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more of such compilations.